Hi, Cancer, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your September 2022 full moon reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will be listed in the description box below. Now, before we begin this reading, I want to thank each and every one of you for your prayers, your healing energy, your well wishes for my mom and for Padme, and also your donations for Padme. You guys are beyond amazing. Unfortunately, Padme fought really, really hard, but she didn't make it, and it's really rather devastating. But thank you all for your support. Okay, so now let's clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. This cleanse and meditation will be accompanied by a loud sound. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds, letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. So this full moon is the harvest moon. It is the full moon that happens the closest to the fall equinox. And it is always named the harvest moon because unlike any other full moon, this moon rises at nearly the same time, and that's around sunset. And it happens for several evenings in a row, and it gives the farmers more moonlight to work by. So there's this beauty to the harvest moon. It illuminates more. Now, what's so interesting is that this full moon happens depending on, if you Google September 2022 full moon, they either say it happens on the 9th or it happens on the 10th. And why that is because it happens at 5:59 Eastern Standard Time a.m. on the 10th of September. And this moon is in Pisces, and it correlates just so profoundly with Mercury retrograde, which starts on the 9th of September. We've been in the shadow period, and we're going to see that during this moon, what happens is a lot of our dreams get illuminated. But there's confusion within communication, within, how do we articulate what it is that we want, how it is that we're moving forward. We can find that we feel that we're tripping up more than usual. What I find with Mercury retrograde is that it brings forward that which we rather just sweep under the rug. We rather not pay attention to it, or the thing that we just don't want to look at right now. And that's what comes forward in Mercury retrograde. Yes, communications get crossed and tangled, but that's because we need to look at things more closely. It's because we need to dive deeper into things. And we might not want to. So let's look at the energy that we have to be mindful of during this time. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. This is the 6 of Swords. So what Spirit just said is that we need to move forward. And there's something that we don't really want to move forward towards. We want to stay focused on something. It's kind of like we want to hash something out or make something move a certain way. And Spirit is saying here, we need to move forward. We need to let some things go. And that's going to be very important. It's just going to be very difficult. So let's look at, it might not be very difficult, but it's going to promote a challenge. So let's look at what the tarot has to say. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. We have the Three of Pentacles, the Ten of Pentacles, the Five of Cups, the Ten of Wands, and the High Priestess. We're going to need to work with others, and we might find that to be very challenging. Again, excuse me, things are going to get tangled, things are going to get crossed, things are going to be said, or messages are going to be sent, and they're not going to be received, or we're going to dial the wrong number, we're not going to get through the way that we want to. But we need to work with others. That's going to be very important. We're also going to want to try and do everything on our own. It could almost be that we're kind of gun shy, right? We don't want to work with other people because we're afraid they'll let us down, or that we're afraid they'll betray us. There is a sense here of, no, you have to work. You have to work with others, because you're going to find that it really does elevate you. It really does move you forward. And even if you work solitary, if you run your own business, or it's just you in wherever, this is going to be a time where you're inspired by others, where a collaboration of ideas is going to be very important. And you're going to be rather surprised by this, because you're going to be inspired in ways that you didn't think. It's like, well, that didn't fit into what I was doing, or I just did this as a distraction, and now it's really, inspiring me to move forward, or to, go after certain things. Just know that there's going to be more to what you're going ahead in, what you're accomplishing, than you thought at first glance. Now, the Ten of Pentacles is again that community connection. There's wealth, there's prosperity, there's abundance, there's a real sense of something accomplished, a job well done. There's also a sense of this is my core group, or this is what makes me happy. This is where I need to invest my time, my energy, my effort. It might not come out in the realm of other people, but it can come out in the realm of, these are hobbies that I like to do, or these are things that I need to get done. And this is the information that helps me. These are the people that help me. It could be something like buying a kit and starting a hobby, and the person saying, that you buy the kit from could be on Etsy or something like that. And they say, hey, if you need help with this, don't be afraid to, send me an email or something like that. So you're going to see here that there's more of a community around you, and there's a building of a community that you hadn't expected, because your interests are opening up. You're looking at things and saying, well, why not try? Why not try? Why not do this? The Five of Cups, change your mind, change your life. All right. There's something that we've been focusing on, and it's almost like trying to get a pair of old shoes to fit. Spirit likes to always show me that example when it's like something just isn't right. It doesn't fit, because, wearing shoes that are too small, that really hurts. That really hurts. And it's not good for you. So here, there is a sense of change your mind, change your life. Change the way that you're looking at it. Change the way that you're phrasing it. Change what you're seeing, because there's a sense of, we're trying to make something fit, and it just doesn't. It just doesn't. It's also like, there's a question here, how long are you going to be angry? Or how long are you going to be mistrustful of them? So just be mindful of this. I don't know what that means, but Spirit is very much saying to say it. And there's a sense of, it can even be a changing of our expectations. It's kind of like, well, I expected too much from this person or that person, or this situation or that situation. And now I'm really seeing what's important to me. And there's also a sense of, we put too much on ourselves. That's why we're being told here that we need to work with others, that we need to collaborate. And again, that collaboration doesn't have to be, oh, okay, we're all sitting around this table and we're talking it out. We're being inspired. We're looking at different, situations and people, and it's like, oh, wow, this is something I hadn't thought would help me, or I didn't expect to inspire me. And so it has us change our mind, and it also has us changing what's really important to us when we're looking at things. And it can be, everything that we've gone through. And it's like, okay, now I'm seeing what's really important. Before I thought I saw what was really important. Now I'm seeing, no, what's really important, where I really need to spend my time, my energy, what is needed right now. And we're also being told here, stop burdening yourself with everything. Okay, Cancer, you are more than willing to put it all on your shoulders. But here, she has an ox, a beast of burden, to carry the burdens that are too much for her to bear. We cannot carry it all ourselves, nor should we try. There's a sense here of, yeah, okay, you might be able to do it all yourself and get everything done, but at what cost? To your heart, to your soul, to yourself. to your stress that you're carrying. The Ten of Wands. It's like there's more to life than being so overburdened that all we see is the mud on our shoes. And in a world where some speculate we are as populated as we will ever be, why we have an epidemic of loneliness. It's heartbreaking. Because all we see are the burdens that we're carrying. Because we're all in it alone. And yet we're not. We're finding our connection. We're finding what's important to us. We're seeing what really matters. And it brings us to the High Priestess. It brings us to our eyes opening in a way that they just hadn't before. And we see what's beyond the veil. Our eyes are opening and it's like, oh, this is where I needed to be. Or, oh, this is what I wanted. This is what I desired. This is what I need. The High Priestess guides us in a very subtle way. This moon is going to be a subtle and sometimes silent moon of revelations. We will rage against the Mercury retrograde and not being understood until we step back and say, what's important here? Why is there this miscommunication? What is falling apart? What is happening? Where do I need to be? The High Priestess comes forward and she opens our eyes and she calms our hearts. We're seeing people for who they truly are, not just who they want to be. We're seeing ourselves for who we truly are, not just who we want to be, or how we think others perceive us. This is going to be a time where, for some harsh realities come forward. But for others, it's like, I'm done with the nonsense and the games. And what's powerful is we've said it before, but there's a meaning it now that's quite intense. Our subconscious tarot energy is the Ace of Swords. God, Source, Spirit, however you see the divine, the universe, is handing us a gift of knowledge, of insight, of strength of voice and wisdom. Subconsciously, we know more, and we know this through the High Priestess. We just have to give ourselves permission to see it, to understand it, to cut through the doubts and the fears and the lies that have been our reality for too long. Now, let's look at what the moon has to say for herself. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading. And show me clearly, angels. And spirit guides. Ooh, goodness. Okay, that's a bonus card. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. So it says here, take time to breathe out. The void. As we are connecting, there's also an emptiness. And that emptiness might never be meant to be filled. There's a void that comes with the moon, or the many faces she shows. And there's a void that comes with life, or the many faces and seasons we live through. With the Ten of Pentacles, we're realizing what's important and how we have that void and not lose ourselves to it. We then have self-love and the Five of Cups. Change your mind and change your life. And change it towards self-love, to seeing your worth and your beauty and really connecting with it. Faith. You're not meant to carry every burden yourself. You're not meant to. Have faith as you walk this earth, as you embrace who you are. Have faith that there is the beast of burden. There is the oxen that's supposed to be there to help you. You're not in it alone. Even if right now it feels like you are. And I love how we start with the void and we end with the darkness, because they just seem to connect. The High Priestess's eyes are closed. The High Priestess in the Rider-Waite Smith deck is shown in darkness. She's shown with the moon a ways. We are embracing the darkness, what cannot be seen, but what is sensed and felt. This is not a time to say if it blazes, if it's neon lights, then it must be true. This is a time when the quiet speaks, and it brings the purity of the snow. It brings... Now, this can be the changing of seasons if you're in the northern hemisphere, and the coming of winter purifies a lot. But it also brings the purity of snow. After a snowstorm, when you go outside and the birds' songs echo off the trees, when it feels like you can be completely alone and standing in the middle of a city. But it's because it snowed. It quiets the world. It centers us. And that's what this moon will be doing. We will be having Mercury retrograde there, right? So I don't want you to think, oh, it's just going to be smooth sailing. No, that's going to kind of come up against us and say, I want you to move this way. And what we're going to say is, but I need to move this way for me. I need to look behind the tangles and the overwhelmingness. And I need to see what keeps repeating itself. What am I being told to focus on? What is coming forward to me through miscommunication, through, cross wires, through lost messages? Because it's time to breathe out and create. Take time to meditate. Take time to create something beautiful and to connect. But it's also time to realize that it isn't just all on you. That there is no shame in asking for help. No shame in leaning on others. And this is a time where you start to see yourself in a more connected way, like a spider web, like a dream catcher. Everything coming together, being woven. It's like a tapestry. Everything woven together. You pull one string and you don't think it's a big deal. But even if you pulled one string on your shirt, that could be the hem and everything starts to fall apart. We're more interconnected than we want to believe. And this is a time where we realize, rather profoundly, that we are not an island, nor should we want to be. It moves us to our subconscious Lunar message, which is trust. Adjustments are required. Trust that the adjustments that are coming in, the way things are being tweaked, the way things are being looked at, they're needed now. It couldn't always stay the way that it once was. As much as that change might be overwhelming for us, it is important. And it moves us to the energy to be mindful of subconsciously. Freyalt, Sagittarius energy. Here it's temperance. Freyalt is temperance. And it can be trying to get everything in balance. It all has to be harmony and perfect first. I think this time is meant to be just a bit messy. Not so much in balance. To see what shines bright in the day, and then to embrace what is soothed at night. That's going to be important. It won't all fall in place as neatly as we want it to, but it will get there. All right, Cancer. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. Once again, I want to thank each and every one of you for your prayers and your well wishes for my mom and for Padme. Thank you. Thank you so much. And of course, your donations. Thank you. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy, as we embrace the power, intensity, and beauty of this full moon and of ourselves, what's coming to harvest now. So take a nice deep breath in exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Cancer. And may you have a blessed moon.